the no building blocks syndrome. The no building blocks means that it's sort of like I would put the pyramid going up, but it's really the milestones, the checkpoints that we've got along the way, because it is a long way to go when you're building this business for the long term and you want to see where you're getting along the way. One of the problems I had when I was developing my business and I was doing things out on my own, people could see the progress I was making better than I could. Because we can't judge ourselves. It's just like being a counsellor. I can tell people when I'm giving them guidance or mentoring them, I can see it very clearly what it is, but try to see it within yourself. Try to analyse what you're doing. And many times I've had mentors speak to me and just say, David, why aren't you doing this? Don't you see what you're missing out on? Or anything like that. And I just can't believe it. How can I be so stupid not to see it? Because sometimes we're too close to the fire. We're too close to see things because we're looking at it from a close point of view. We can't step back. We're too involved. It's just like sometimes you've ever written an email to somebody and you're about to push the button, and it can make such a big difference whether you push that button or don't push the button, because the next day maybe you wouldn't have even sent it in the first place. So these are the goals. Acknowledge these little milestones along the way. Recognize yourself, your achievements, because if you don't, nobody, I told you, friends, family, they don't get it. It's got to be people that you know around you that will understand what you're doing, what you're trying to achieve, and it isn't an ego trip so much. If you tell your friends and family, they think it's ego. They think you're showing off. It doesn't make them feel good if they see that you're being successful, so don't do it. Find the people around, if you've got accountability, and let them share in the experience. That's why a lot of mentors love to see the testimonials of their students. It gives them the feedback, the proof, the reference point of what they're doing is working. So you'll find if you go on the same journey, it will be the same for you. You love to see the impact you have on other people and changing their lives. So put the building blocks in place. Have those little checkpoints along the way. That's why when you're doing your planning, your brainstorming, can I give you a tip? Take a walk to the park. Sometimes just get away from where you are. If it's behind the computer, if it's in the office, if it's that busy, I will just go for a walk in the park. Do it every day, every morning, quite often. When I was starting out, I'd go for a walk to the park. And I just think clearly what it is I'm going to do. Because all the pressure that builds up in urban life, in big city life, if that's where you're living, it clouds our thinking. Take some time out and go and look after yourself. Take a walk to the park, go to the gym, do some swimming. You'll find that the ideas will come much quicker than they would have ever been before, because the level of stress goes down, and as the stress goes down, you can think clearly and better than you otherwise could. These are part of the building blocks, the tips that I know from along the way.